Hello Finello folks, and welcome to another one of our fortnightly weekly vlogs. If you've been keeping up with my daily gratitudes, then the subject of this video probably won't surprise you. But first, we have some very special announcements. I want to begin by saying a big thank you to everyone who has already started making a music video to celebrate Mother's Day in our big multi-channel collab. It's not too late to join in if you want to. Just follow the link below and, well, you've got until the start of May, which is when Mother's Day happens in the USA. We've got some great videos on the way for you too. Cotton Pad recently recorded our first ever haul video, which was bags of fun, and yesterday we went and recorded her with some birds of prey, which was a hoot. We're looking forward to sharing those with you, along with another cryptic crossword to decode, some storytime tags, and there's something very special that I'm going to share with you at the end of this video. You can make sure you get a lovely email from YouTube letting you know when all these videos go live just by clicking that lovely shiny subscribe button. And if you also want to check out our cards, you'll find our latest Thankful Thursday video, in which I show you how to strip tease. That video should cause a stir. Right now though, it's time for the Graticast. So imagine this. You're driving along a dual carriageway at 70 miles per hour. By the way, if you don't drive, that's like walking through a mall really quickly on a Saturday. And suddenly, all the power to your vehicle just disappears. That means no acceleration, no power steering, no horn. That's like you suddenly find yourself in a river with the tide against you and lose your voice, and everyone else is able to walk on water. Well, that's what actually happened to me a few weeks ago. Not the walking metaphor, the actual driving thing. Of course, it's refreshing to know that if something goes wrong at that speed, all you have to do is stick your hazard lights on, walking metaphor, and all the other drivers will just continue to keep going as if nothing's wrong. Until you start to slow down in front of them, of course, at which point every driver's natural reaction seems to be slam on the brakes? Oh, no, to keep going at a constant speed while honking your horn as many times as you can. So it was a rather terrifying moment as I struggled to get my car from the fast lane to an upcoming parking bay with a massive loss of control and gradually diminishing speed. Fortunately, I didn't cause an accident, and luckily the car even started up again a little while later, so I didn't even need to call any breakdown people. But I was a lot more cautious from then on, having realized that my car was not safe to drive. And the very next day, I checked it into a garage. Now, the way most garages work is to come up with 3 solutions to a problem. A, they give you one that's quite expensive. B, they give you one that's slightly more expensive, and then C, they give you one that is stupidly extortionate. A car is one of those things that it can actually cost more to fix than to buy. But anyway, I went with option A because, hey, it might work, and after collecting my car from the garage, I drove it a mile, popped out into the bank, got back into the car, and had to call the garage to come and tow it back again. Of course, they went straight into action with plan B, but when that still didn't work, Cotton Pad recommended a mechanic friend of her family called Phil. Now, Phil took one look and said, "Let's fly by wire. I bet your problem's electronic." And a few tests later, he'd confirmed, yep, it was. Every so often, my car wasn't recognizing its own key, and so would just immobilize the engine, even if you were in the middle of driving. Now, there was a time when cars were machines that mechanics could fix, but recently manufacturers have started putting computers in there, basically to make sure that you can't fix them without help from the people who made them. Okay, so maybe the point is to make cars harder to steal and figure out a way to cheat emissions tests, that kind of thing. But when it means that the cost of replacing a part of the car is nearly twice the cost of the car itself, it does leave you wondering. That's like a kitchen being less expensive than a kettle. But the really ironic thing, all of this happened around one of the busiest dates for us storytellers, March the 3rd, or World Book Day. It was also the month I had to research and write a story for a local festival, and the lead up to several big things I've got going on, like lots of Easter performances, the annual general meeting of the Society for Storytelling, and the production of Singing in the Rain I've been directing. A time when my mobility was absolutely crucial. There couldn't have been a worse time this year for my car to go caca. And to learn it's because of a computer malfunction, that really puts the autonomy in automobile. Look folks, artificial intelligence is the next big threat to civilization. It knows when to hit us at our weakest. It wants to bring us down. And this time, my car could have seriously ruined my whole spring. What stopped it, of course, was all the wonderful people that I really have to thank. Starting no less with Cotton Pad, who was instantly there, offering me the use of her car and even staying a few nights away from home so that I could complete some of my longer journeys. Then there were folks like Marshall and Megan, who accompanied me on my journeys to Singing in the Rain, Rowena, who took us out for an evening out of town, and even Louise, the librarian at Littleport, who moved the box of research materials to a closer library, the library in Ely, that I could get to on the bus. And actually, that's a big thank you I have to give as well to the bus driver who let me make the single journey from Soham to Ely at a concessionary rate, because it turns out bus fares have been hit by inflation since the last time I had to travel on a bus. Biggest thanks of all, though, has to go to Cotton Pad's parents, who helped me get driving again far quicker than I could have afforded to do on my own. And that was really, really heartwarming, not just because it helped out with the thing I need to be able to do my job, but also it showed that I've been accepted into Emma's family, and that is something I will never take for granted because, well, as you can see, Emma's the love of my life. Of course, being thankful to all these folks hasn't taken away the pressure on my time caused by not having a car for nearly a month, but saying thanks for the good stuff does keep you focused on the good stuff, which puts you in a better mood to cope with that pressure. It also left me feeling pretty damn thankful for cars. Now, I'm not a big motorhead, but I do think that when you sit in a car, you're actually sitting in a mobile museum of human endeavour, from American safety features like airbags and seatbelts to Mesopotamian inventions like the glass that you have in your windscreen, and of course British feats of engineering like the combustion engine, which was a combination of Turkish cranks and rods with that earliest of human marvels, the control of fire. Oh, and we can't forget that invention that literally went round everywhere. The wheel! You can probably say that cars embody some of the best of human engineering. And now they include onboard computers, they embody some of the worst of it too. Seriously though, without a car there are so many jobs that I wouldn't be able to do, like travel the country and interview inspirational people to share with you here on YouTube. We've already done that, for instance with Mike the Miracle Marathon Runner and Alice, the young founder of the charity Smile for ME, and on the 10th of April we're going to be doing another one with the amazing life coach Tony Selamy.
Or is that Salimi?
Tony has worked with the bosses of big companies like Microsoft and the Bank of America, let alone a few celebrities and MPs, and his job is essentially helping people to get their lives back on track mentally and physically, emotionally, sometimes even spiritually. You can find out more on his website, linked below, and if you've a question you'd like to ask Tony, just leave it in the comments below and we'll take it to him. Also, without a car, I wouldn't be able to travel to Cambridge a few times a week to direct the incredibly talented group of volunteers who are putting on a stunning production of Singing in the Rain that's going to be on at the ADC Theatre in Cambridge between the 5th and 9th of April. If you want to see an absolutely dazzling production of that hit and upbeat musical comedy, then follow the link below for tickets and let us know when you've got some. We might come and find you in the bar afterwards. Right now though, thank you for watching. Don't forget to let us know what you've been grateful for recently by finding us on your favorite social media. And remember, just by watching this video, you've raised money for charity, so you are awesome. Before we leave you though, one last thing. If your car breaks down, just remember, you've never had a better excuse to watch the tennis. So go and enjoy a great service. Stay thankful and ciao for now.